Okay, so I've been watching YouTube videos a bit more recently than I have in the past, and I've been quite enjoying listening to other people kind of talking and, I don't know, vlogs and stuff like that, or the other tags and things. So I thought I would have a go at one of the tags, because I don't think I've done a tag before. So I thought I'd have a go at the Throwback tag, because I thought it was quite a cute one. It's one of the ones that I think I would like to see some of my favourite vloggers doing, because, I don't know, I guess I'm quite nosy and I'd like to know about their childhood. So I thought I would have a go and you can hear a little bit about my childhood. Right, so I have the questions here in front of me, so I'm just going to get started straight away. What year were you born in? I was born in 1991, so I'm now 25 years old. Feels quite old. I still feel like I'm like, I don't know, 19 or something. But now I'm 25, halfway to 50 guys, halfway to 50. Second question. Do you have any pictures of yourself from when you were younger? And if you do, show them. So to hand, I do not have any pictures of me from when I was younger. But I know I've got like electronic copies, so I will post some of those up for you while I'm kind of waffling now and share some of them with you, because I had some gems from when I was younger, because my gran used to buy these matching outfits for me and my older sister, so there was quite a few of us in matching outfits. One of which I can remember was a little waistcoat, which is absolutely hilarious. And also when I was younger I had blonde hair. No idea why. I was bright blonde as a kid and then my hair turned brown, so who knows what happened there. I don't know if that's a normal thing to occur. Who knows. So yeah, I'll share some of those pictures with you. I'm not really that embarrassed about pictures of me from when I was little. It was more when I was a teenager, which is probably the case for most people, to be honest. Question 3 is, what TV shows did you grow up watching? So there was quite a few TV shows that I really enjoyed watching. I used to absolutely love The Snorks. I used to watch it with my older sister. I used to like Inch High Private Eye, The World's Biggest Little Detective. But I think those two are 80s TV shows, so a lot of people that I speak to don't tend to know what those two TV shows are. The other ones I used to really enjoy, Tasmanian Devil. I used to absolutely adore the Tasmanian Devil. I used to get up really early in the morning. I say really early for a kid, I don't know. And I was lucky enough to have a TV in my room for a little while, and I used to get up and I used to watch Tasmanian Devil when everyone else was still asleep. Things like The Demon Headmaster and The Queen's Nose, those were gems. Number 4, what did you want to be when you were younger? I don't think that when I was younger there was this very one particular thing that I really wanted to be. So when I was younger there were quite a few different things that I wanted to be, but it was influenced by, I guess, what was going on around me rather than me being worried about what I wanted to do when I was older. So for example, there was this one time that me, my mum and my older sister, we got locked out of the house somehow. I think we'd left our keys inside and shut the door, and it was on the automatic. I can't remember. But we'd left the keys inside, and the only window that was open was one of those really tiny ones that, you know, like you get above the big windows. Like, but yeah, and I was the smallest one. I was small enough to squeeze through that window. Then I went to go inside and I found the keys, I opened it from the inside, and I was like, thought I was amazing, rescued the day and managed to open up and climb through a window. And for a little while I wanted to be a fireman, because I thought that I was really good at getting into houses and windows. Another one was, I really enjoyed playing with teddies when I was little, and I had a whole bunch of teddies on my at the bottom of my bed, and I would teach them. So I really wanted to be a teacher for a while. I'd go and get my mum's glasses and put those on, because obviously all teachers have glasses. I'd put my glasses on and I had a little register, and I would register my class and I would teach them, which is very possibly why I'm a teacher now, because I was so great at teaching my teddies. What else? I don't know, I think as a kid you go through phases. I don't know about anyone else, but I wasn't really too bothered about what I wanted to do as an adult, or wasn't really thinking about the fact that I would be an adult one day. But I guess I went through phases. Maybe I wanted to be a hairdresser one day, maybe I wanted to work in a shop, maybe I wanted to be a baker, who knows. All sorts of things that I wanted to be. But yeah, I definitely wanted to be a teacher for a while. What were your favourite toys to play with? As I just mentioned, I love playing with my teddies. One of the things I absolutely adored was this set of toys called Mimis and Goo Goos. or the Mimis and the Goo Goos, I can't remember. And they were, I guess you could compare them to Polly Pockets, but they're just not on the same level at all, Polly Pockets. I did have Polly Pockets, they were good, but a bit more meh compared to my Mimis and Goo Goos. So they were these little babies, I guess, were a fairly similar size to Polly Pockets, maybe a bit bigger, you could handle them a bit better than tiny Polly Pockets. And they each had their own little home and they were themed, so there was like this little baby with an easel and he lived in a pencil, and there was this really chubby baby and he lived inside the hamburger. There were all sorts. You had like a hairdryer and it would open up and there'd be like the hairdressers inside there and little babies with scissors. That sounds creepy, but like little hairdresser babies, and there were all sorts, and we had all these little homes for the babies, and there was this huge like playground that I could take the babies to. Yeah, it was quite fun. On a similar like style, like the size of them, it was also the fairy winkles. I don't know if anyone else had those, these little tiny fairies, and there were little homes, like a shell that opened up, and there were all these little fairies that had flowers on the top of their head. So you'd have sometimes, they would look like a plant pot or something with all the little flowers, but actually there would be fairy winkles in there. So those were adorable. What's the most embarrassing thing that you can remember doing? I don't remember being that embarrassed as a child. I mean, I don't think I was one of those like overly confident children that would just do anything. I don't know. I don't remember have that many memories of being embarrassed. So in school and things, if I got picked on to answer a question, then I would be a bit embarrassed then because because I was a bit shy and I wouldn't really want to volunteer my own answers in class. I'd find that embarrassing. The only other thing that I could think of that was fairly embarrassing is me and my older sister were walking home from school and I was bursting for the toilet, and I was like, Shan, we need to keep walking, like we need to speed up because I am bursting for the toilet. We kept walking, as power walking home, and we got towards the house and I was like, finally, because I was so close to wetting myself, only to find that neither of us had a key and we couldn't get in the house. And I was like bobbing around and like on the verge of tears because I was ready to wet myself, and I was bouncing up and around like, try and find the keys, where are the keys? And ended up wetting myself just in the garden. Didn't drop trousers or anything because I was worried about all the other school children things that were walking by with their parents and stuff. So I don't have a very, very vivid memory of that happening. So I don't remember if there were many people walking by. I just remember being like, nope, bladder's given up, can't hold it any longer, and just wet myself. My older sister found it hilarious, and then eventually my mum got home and she thought it was hilarious too. And she's like, well, why don't you just go and knock on the next door neighbour's door and ask to go to the toilet? And I was like, I don't know, I just really needed the toilet, and can we just go inside rather than being questioned? I need my wet trousers off and I need to be inside. So that was probably one of the most embarrassing, but no one really knew about that until now, so I don't know if it's that embarrassing because it was just my older sister that knew at the time. So, but now you guys know, so maybe just a little bit more embarrassing. But yeah, I was in primary school then, so I don't know how old I was. That's fairly embarrassing, I guess, wetting yourself in the garden. Next question. 3 songs you loved to listen to as a child. I guess most of the music that I used to listen to would have been influenced by my mum. So one of my favourite songs is Groove Is in the Heart by Delight. I think my mum used to play that quite a lot, and even now that's one of my favourite songs to listen to if I'm getting ready or if I'm just kind of chilling on my laptop. That's one of the songs that I would have in my playlist if I wanted to listen to some music. So I absolutely love that song still. One of the others that my mum used to listen to that I really enjoyed was ODB and Khalees, Got Your Money. Yeah, that's still one that I really enjoy listening to. And I'm going to go for my 3rd song, which is actually really quite embarrassing. Maybe this is one of my embarrassing moments. When I got my first CD player. I think it was CD player, wouldn't have been tape player, would it? Maybe it was my first CD player. In my bedroom. I was bought the CD Who Let the Dogs Out by the Baha Men. That was like my first CD. So who knows, I must have just absolutely loved that song when I was younger, evidently. Otherwise, why else would someone buy it for me? So yeah, I probably was just rocking out in my bedroom, listening to Who Let the Dogs Out with my teddies. Yeah, what a cool kid. Okay, let me look at the next one, because I guess that's probably more embarrassing than me by myself. what was one funny thing you dressed up for as Halloween? You dressed up as for Halloween when you were younger? No, I had to read that question again because Halloween's not a time that you dress up for something funny, it's something you dress up for something scary, right? So that, to me that question makes absolutely no sense because I didn't try and dress up as anything funny, I tried to dress up as something scary. So when I was little I dressed up as a witch, is probably my most common one. Maybe a witch's cat, maybe a zombie, Dracula, some sort of, I don't know, traditional Halloween costume. So who knows what that's talking about, funny costumes, because you don't really do that until you get a bit older, I guess, when you're thinking about a fancy dress party rather than Halloween, because Halloween is for scary costumes, not for funny costumes. So I'm just going to move on past that question because it doesn't make any sense. What was something weird you used to do as a child? This one involves my teddies again. So I used to collect those Beanie Babies, and I had tons of them. But I had like a favourite group of like teddies of like Beanie Babies, and they were all sort of in like the cat family, like the big cat family, because I had lions, tigers, leopards, things like that. And I had my favourite little leopard that was like a little Beanie Baby, and I just really, really enjoyed pretending to be a big cat. So I used to walk around the house a lot, like I mean a lot, with this Beanie Baby in my mouth as though I was its mum. So I had this like baby, I don't know, leopard or cheetah in my mouth, and I would walk around as though I was its mum and, I don't know, play these little games with these other big cats, but generally I was its mum, and I'd carry it around, and it got all tatty and horrible probably because it was wet from being in my mouth. So yeah, that was probably fairly strange that I used to walk around with them in my mouth. One of the other ones, I bet my mum would expect me to tell you guys this if she knew I was filming this video, is another one to do with my teddies, I guess. That when I can't even think how old I was really young. I woke up one morning and my mum and sister were still asleep. I was like an early riser, I reckon. I was a bit bored and I was like, could do with breakfast, but like I wasn't allowed to go down and get breakfast on my own at that age. So I was just kind of like, I'm going to play a game with my teddies. I got out 3 girls and a boy teddy, and just on either side of my door, I put the boy teddy on one side and the 3 girl teddies on the other side of the door, and I was like, do 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 do, playing with my teddies, and I was playing blind date. So my male teddy was potentially going to get a date with one of my female teddies, which I thought was a normalish game to play with my teddies at the time. I used to love watching Blind Date with my mum, and I woke up and I thought, well, why not play the game with my teddies? And for some reason my older sister and my mum thought it was ridiculous and hilarious that a little tiny kid was playing Blind Date with her teddies, so that's a bit strange, I guess. Well, I mean, in strange maybe in some of your eyes, but I find that a perfectly legitimate game to play with my teddies. And this is the last question, I believe, question 10. What's the scariest thing you remember that happened to you when you were younger? I think I'm really lucky in that I don't have that many scary memories from when I was little. So the one I would probably have to go for is one evening when I was at my house, my fire alarm went off. So my mum and my older sister were in with us, but it was the middle of the night, so we were all asleep. And then, did I say fire alarm? I mean my burglar alarm. I don't know which one I said. So the burglar alarm went off, and that was just ringing, ringing, ringing. I get out of bed, go to the landing where my mum comes to come and get me and my sister, and we shut ourselves in my mum's room because she's obviously not going to go downstairs on her own and leave us 2 upstairs. So we were in her bedroom, and then we had to call the police because the fire alarm, I keep saying fire alarm, burglar alarm just kept going, and we didn't know like if there's anyone in the house or what to do. So my mum's like shut the bedroom door, and we're looking out the window at the front trying to see if there's anyone around. And eventually the police came, and it turns out there wasn't a burglar anyway. But I guess in my head, being woken up in the middle of the night with the alarm going off, my mum panicking and coming to get us to lock us in her room, and the police being involved, that felt really scary to me as a child. But it turns out that it wasn't actually a burglar, and when we went downstairs eventually, the police officer was just like, oh, it's probably some sort of bug or spider, some sort of insect. And my mum and my older sister were like really frowning at each other, like looking at each other, like, how could it be a bug? I could see the confusion on their faces. And they were like, I was like, oh, I was just said like, well, it probably walked across, like a spider just walked across it, like the sensor. My mum and sister had been frowning at each other so much, I knew exactly what they were thinking. They were imagining this like huge spider, like what, a big spider to set off the burglar alarm. And I could just tell at the time that that's what they were thinking. No, it's just a little spider just walked across the sensor. And I think that probably shows that in my house I was probably, even though the youngest, the most logical, maybe one with the most common sense, that did not at any point picture a huge spider strutting along my living room, but made perfect sense that the police officer meant a spider had walked across the sensor. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about me and what my childhood was like. I quite enjoyed that tag because it's quite nice to kind of reminisce and think about things from when you were younger. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!